Let's do it. Right, lots to cover. Thank you very much to everyone who's liked and subscribed the Fast Lane. Here we are with another one. Lots to cover, including cars we've been driving this week. Cool motor cars from the Rola Luxury Collection, as well as the CMH Group, to Clinton and his team and Brandon and their teams respectively. Wow.
Yeah. Wow, definitely. I am blown away by this little car that I'm driving.
Have you still got range?
Yes, I do, actually, funny enough. And plenty of it. I'm driving probably the most competitive, luxury little electrifying EV car. Bang for your buck, definitely. It's the cheapest EV car on the market.
Are you sure?
It's just an aura about this little car.
Is it called an Aura?
It is called an Aura. It's got a little GT, little wing on it. It's got carbon fiber, which I love so much. It's got an awesome little rear diffuser. And you know what's also quite surprising for me is the size of the vehicle inside. It's a great package.
It's GWM.
It is.
Owns it.
It is. And for 600,000, you get a lot of vehicle.
Great Wall Motors.
Something like that. I don't know.
That's what it stands for. GWM,
really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
China. Yeah.
Wow, look at you. Teaching me something new for the first time in the motor stream. GWM. Listen, great car. Really is. I've enjoyed it. Handles so well.
Okay. They'll give it to you for another week.
Nah, listen, you know me. I straight shoot. Look at the Jimny.
What about the Jimny?
I want to go back there.
You don't have anything to drive.
We're not going to do
the point is
podcast
if they
2.1.
A Jimny, you would drive the Jimny. See, people say to me, "You've used an iPhone." Yes, because I do.
Because you're Lani.
I get given an iPhone. I got given an iPhone.
Okay.
And it's Samsung Android. Thank you, Samsung. This is awesome. This is the Fold 5. It's really a great Android device until the new S24 that's come out at Celu City, who've given us some prizes to give away as well.
So I've got one phone like most of the population.
Where'd you get that phone from?
And it's called a Hippo.
Oppo,
sorry.
Where'd you get that phone from?
I got a good friend of mine.
Yeah?
Yeah, he was nice enough to spoil me with this beautiful camera.
He must be a nice guy.
That I take such nice selfies with. He is an awesome guy.
Good.
I can't disclose his name on the podcast. He'll have everybody on him.
He'll have everybody He'll have everybody emailing me. I mean him.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll keep him disclosed. But talking about that, we had a lot of people trying to find the mystery man that had all these vehicles. But what I did realize is we actually have a lot of people that own a lot of cars.
That guy's from Paul though. And do you know how many Ferraris there are in Paul?
Yeah.
Loads.
I know. So it could be anybody at this stage, but thanks for those who try to help us locate this guy.
Ferrari guy hasn't been found yet, although we've come very close to seeing him. He wants to remain anonymous apparently, so that's fine.
Yeah.
He's got cool cars. We'd love to come check them out sometime. Speaking of cool cars this week,
I've got to
tell you a little bit about the Boxster S, right?
Yes.
A car that for many, many, many years I slagged off, right? And I'm sure if you're a Porsche or a Porsche enthusiast, and I'm sorry, I want to apologize to Boxster owners around the world, that for many years I really thought it was Porsche's attempt to try and get rid of a cheap car, one that they like you wanted a 911, but you didn't have the money for one. Okay.
Yeah.
I totally get it. I totally understand the need to maybe want that car and look at that car. It's changed my opinion completely. And maybe it was the one I had. I had the Boxster S.
Yeah.
It was the 3.4 litre, the one that Rola Luxury Collection had. It's just under 700,000 Rand. 55,000 Ks on the clock in that gunmetal. Not much in terms of optional extras.
Yeah.
But what a great vehicle.
Well, think about it. What can you buy for that kind of money that puts you into that supercar bracket or sports car bracket? Not much.
No. You see, here's the difference though. If I was given the choice between an M2 previous shape or a Boxster S, the one that I'm currently driving, I would take the Boxster S. Whereas if I gave it to you, I know what you'd choose.
Yeah, no.
You choose the M2 competition?
No, I would.
I know.
Yeah. But I mean, the Boxster is an awesome car.
Yeah.
Because like I say, if you think about it, I mean, the only other car that would fall into that bracket, and actually I can't say that because it doesn't really, is the 350Z Nissan. It's also become an affordable sports car. You can pick them up for 250,000.
370?
Yeah, 370.
370Z, the one, I think the refinement between the 350Z and the 370Z, there's quite a bit that I found in terms of a difference between the two vehicles.
No, for sure. But listen, those things sound spectacular. I mean, when they head down the road with those straight pipes on them, they sound awesome.
Is that a six-cylinder?
Yeah. So it's a nice car.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the Boxster probably would be number one in terms of sports car choice for what you pay.
Yeah.
Because then the jump up from there is really massive. Then you're into the millions.
Yeah. Then it's stupid money.
And how have you found driving it to the office and back? I mean, space-wise and comfortability. I mean, it's obviously not... Could you drive it every day?
I could. Here's the thing about that. I have been driving it every day. The only thing it doesn't have is back seats for kids, which is, it's okay. I can live with it. But this is a car you want to put out on the weekend. And if you have to drive it as an everyday car, you could do it easily. Now, let me compare it to another car that they've got in their stable. It's now sold. It was sitting at 2.2 million, the GTS 911. Okay, totally
I know
different
you
animal.
like that. That's one of your favorites.
It's 2.2 million, right? So I understand that that's a different league of car. One of my favorites, but it's a different car.
Yeah, completely.
And the 911 itself is a different car. And I think if you get the mindset that the Boxster isn't a 911, just separate a Cayman and a Boxster from a 911. It doesn't want to be a 911. It's a great balanced, mid-engined, phenomenal little car.
Yeah, listen, I've taken that car around the track, and I mean, we've got multiple different types of Porsches going around the track, and that thing's so well balanced through the corners. I mean, it carries corner speed really well.
I want to tell you quickly, before we talk Dakar, because I want to talk Dakar, and I still want to talk a little bit about cars, that there's new arrivals at Rola Luxury Collection. There's two that caught my, actually three, but the third one we won't talk about till we get our hands on it. It's black, it's stealthy, and I haven't seen many of them in South Africa. It's got a V12 engine in it.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
It's a monster. We'll talk about that next week. But the two that have, the one I'm getting my hands on at the moment is new. Well, it's the R8. It's the 2010 model. It's the V10 R8 in this beautiful smoke silver. They've
I just love those cars.
And a 23 Mustang that they've just got into stock.
Nice.
Beautiful cars.
Well, we know all about Mustangs.
You know, can you tell people that, we can tell them now,
yes,
because it's come and gone, and that car sitting in the museum, you drove the only one in South Africa,
the California,
to Knysna and back last year.
We had lots of fun in that car.
And then you did donuts in the middle of Knysna.
Well, I thought that's why you have a Mustang, is to do donuts and burnouts and, just to create havoc. I mean, everywhere you go, though, everyone says burnouts, so you can't help it. I mean, I can't, anyway.
We did it in a closed-off area.
Always.
Or did we?
Yeah. Was closed off, kind of.
Yeah.
But I also want to say something. We've got full exclusivity to a new vehicle that's coming out.
Yes.
From GW.
Yeah. It's a good-looking car.
It's called the Tank. I can't wait for us to get our hands on that.
A good-looking vehicle. CMH Clinton again and the guys. Thank you very much. We'll talk about that. I've got what must be best luxury car, entry-level car, luxury entry-level car. Go. Sedan. Let me make it more specific.
Sure.
Sedan.
I was going. Okay, go for it.
3 Series.
I was going to say, I actually was going to go one up on that. I was going to go 5 Series, but you're right, 3 Series. I was going to go BMW 5 Series, yeah.
C-Class.
Good competition.
No competition.
But actually, listen,
C-Class.
Do you remember when you did that little dance? You like big butts and you cannot lie. We did that little review on Car Magazine.
Yes.
Do you remember how much fun we had in that 340 3 Series?
But hang on a second.
How sideways we went.
Said entry level. So driving at the moment the C200 as well. It is actually the C220 diesel, but the C200 for me is the best entry level sedan into that luxury space. I think that's mine.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think I know why, because it's got that like lazy boy feel to it, like a big, soft, cushy lazy boy that you just lean back and just let the car do the driving. You like that? I see.
It's like when I sit on the couch and watch Dakar, I realize that they're going through heavy scenery and environment, and I'm in my luxury couch watching it.
Yes, and it's also like those luxury puffy shoes you had on the other days. What are they called? Like wannabe grasshoppers, but they're not. They're like
Pumas.
No. They were like these fluffy things that you were trying out.
I
forget the name now.
I don't remember.
Okay.
Let's talk a little bit about Dakar.
We're going to talk Dakar. Okay, look, a lot's happening. I'm hooked on Dakar. You know it. I don't miss any evening. I'm like glued to the TV.
I like Dakar and Dakar
and Dakar and Dakar and Dakar and Dakar. Now, listen, the South Africans have finally made it into the top 10. Janelle and Guy Bottrell, which is awesome. I think Nasser Al-Attiyah, he's out. He's very disappointed. And unfortunately with Nasser, when he's out and it hasn't gone well, he voices his opinion because, again, he's not dictated to by the manufacturers. He brings his own money and his own team. So he's had not such great things to say about the Hunter, the pro drive that he's in, saying that, in hindsight, he's going to take some time off now and think about what he's going to be driving for next year. But Ford have come into the Dakar as a manufacturer, so there's lots of opportunities. Audi currently leading Carlos Sainz. I mean, Carlos is 61, the new 30. I mean, he's 61 years old. I've still got a chance. I'm 41. I think about it. I've got 20 years to try and make it happen. But he's leading, and that's just great. So it just shows you don't get slower with age, which I'm really chuffed that he's proving that point. But yeah, it's Loeb chasing him down, and it's exciting to watch. So, and our Botswana and Ross Branch is also right up there. So, yeah, it's exciting.
Nice. I want to talk about two things that are relevant to people in Cape Town, or anywhere in the country for that matter, but it's a mindset, and I want to clear this up with everybody who does this, okay, and myself included. Do you remember your first car you owned?
Yes.
Do you remember the first car that you owned that wasn't maybe a car that you could just afford? It was one that you really wanted, and then you couldn't maybe buy that version of it, so you bought another. And I'll tell you where I'm going with this, is that one of my first cars I owned was a City Golf, right? A white City Golf.
Yeah.
It was a 1600, and at the time they had it in a 13 or a 1600. But
Yes.
my ultimate car I wanted to own was a City Golf. It was a CTI. I don't know if you remember
Yes,
the
of
car,
course.
right?
I remember.
The wheels were different. The car was just different. It was like the nicest City Golf that you could
Yes.
buy was a CTI.
Yes.
I couldn't afford a CTI, so I bought this white Golf. But the point is, I modified it, right? So I wanted
As
to
you
find
did.
the mag wheels. I wanted to find the right CTI rim
Yeah.
for that Golf one. The first thing I did was color code the bumpers, because it
Yes.
was white and it had black bumpers that came out with. So I went white bumpers.
Yeah.
Then I went sound system. Now, sound system was a very big thing to a young person with a car. And in my day, probably yours as
Yeah.
well, front loader CD Pioneer,
Yes.
that used to clip off the
With
first
the dolphins
ones.
that used to swim across the screen.
Goodbye, the dolphin, goodbye. You used to pull the whole bracket out. The
Yes.
whole bracket on the
Yeah.
on the old school, the very first Pioneers. Guys used to walk chain with keys. They used to hold their front loader,
Yes.
have their sunglasses, and you have a cool walk.
Yeah.
And you have a cool walk.
I remember.
Then it took the fun away of carrying that guy around, because then you'd have a holder for the face.
Yeah, the clip-off face.
The clip-off face.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't
You used
carry
to
the
tuck
face.
it in under the
You'd tuck
seat,
it under the seat.
like they wouldn't find it if someone broke in.
Okay, so modifications already. I've done wheels.
Yeah.
I've color coded bumpers.
Sound.
6x9 JBLs at the
Oh,
back.
didn't go with the 7x10s?
Oh, no.
Okay.
Just too big.
They have little twitters in the front?
All those things.
Okay.
The car modification market,
Was massive.
it is
Yeah.
bigger than
Yes.
ever before.
Okay.
A lot of people look at cars and they see a souped up car going by. They go, oh, look at that guy.
Yeah.
Souped up car or girl.
Yeah.
Souped up car making a big noise. Bum, 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 bum. People forget how much it costs to get the car that way,
Yes.
and how much pride's been taken into a car to get it to look that way.
Yeah.
And I'm reminded about that constantly, because I was there, you were there.
I loved
If
it.
you've been watching this, you might have been there as
I
well.
had a shop in Edgemead Business Park called Wicked Cars.
Really?
Yeah. Wiki Wild Williams will customize your car for you.
And
but
you know what?
We had done that. And I mean, at that stage, remember there was Janjira, there was Moogs. I mean, those places you went and there was just accessories
Yo.
with its little valve caps. And
Paroli.
remember the badgeless grill?
Oh.
Did you have the badgeless grill?
No.
Oh, shame. You weren't cool. I had the badgeless grill.
Okay, down to all of that point, every single thing you've just chatted about, we've just discussed now, costs money.
Yes.
So people, that are quick to judge, because this is the thing. There's people that modify and appreciate their vehicles and what their vehicles can be.
Yeah.
Okay. And what they want them to be.
Yeah.
And then there's people that look and don't understand that culture. They don't understand that way of thinking, and they'll buy a car out of the box that'll look like that, and they'll in no way touch how it looks out the box. And they'll look across at somebody who's done any kind of modification to their car in any way,
Yeah.
even wheels, and go, yeah, street races or whatever the case may be. No, it's people that appreciate
Yeah.
and love
Yeah.
their vehicles and their cars.
Exactly that. It's the same point at the top end where people go, why buy a supercar? Why waste your money on it? But until you've driven it and enjoy it like we do, I say to people, I can't explain it. It's just this pure driving pleasure and excitement that we get. Nothing else. It's not about being noticed or being seen with the car. Yeah, that comes with it. But it's more about the driving. We enjoy the pleasure that we get out of these cars.
And stop one of them for a second and ask them about their vehicle. I can promise you something. You'll be there for half an hour as they, or if not more, as they explain to you everything that they've done and how they've done it and their thinking behind it.
Did you have one of the cartoon characters hanging from the back window? Like
No,
Kenny, or what
but
was
I'll
that from? You remember?
I had something even more kitsch than that.
What? South Park. I had the South Park character.
Stussy.
Oh, but it was either Stussy or Stussy.
Stussy sticker?
I said
An Oakley
Stussy, not
sticker.
Stussy.
It's Oakley and a Stussy. And I got more love for the Stussy, or for the Oakley than
Did you
the
have
Stussy.
the covers that you put over the seatbelt?
Yeah, the clip covers.
Remember?
Oh.
Jeez. So I was really lucky. I had some really nice cars at a
Very
young
nice.
age. I was very spoilt. I had a lime green Forksy to start with.
I had a red Foxy.
Really?
1600S.
I had a 1600S as well. And if you locked the keys in the door, inside the car, you could bang the little window, and that little knob used to drop down. And you could stick your hands and open up.
Do you know what the difference with the 1600S was? It had a round rear, a round front window.
Yes.
The front window was actually rounded as opposed to square, and it had a dashboard as opposed to just a drop aluminium kind of.
So mine was original, and I just wanted to modify it, but my old man said, listen, you can't touch this thing. So you know what we did to lower it? We bought steel rods and we cable tied it together and we put it in the front of the bonnet to get the car to be dropped, to get it to be lowered, because and we did some other things which I don't think will be good to disclose now. But we had a lot of fun with that car.
First cars, or the car that you currently have at the moment, let us know in the comments down below your fond memories of taking your first car and modifying it. Maybe it's the current project. Maybe it's a project car you're working on at the moment. We'd love to hear from you and your cars in the comments down below. Thanks to everyone who comments. We'll read them all. Tell us about those cars. Maybe you've got a future project that you're thinking of.
Yeah.
As per always, time really does fly on this. We'll talk very quickly about technology on this in the fast lane. Lots has been happening. For those of you who don't know, I love my technology. I love the tech. Our friend Gavin and everyone at Cellular City have been instrumental, as have the folks at DigiCape, in making sure that we're up to date with technology. I work very closely with both of those brands. So when I do get technology from them, it's not like I'm going there going, beg, please. They go, yeah, check this out. And in return, we need X, Y, and Z. This is some of the X, Y, and Z we're returning now. The all-new Samsung S24 is officially launched. Pre-orders are now available. And you can get yours via Cellular City. It's a great phone. It includes
really
AI for the first time. In fact, it's called the S24 AI because it's the first phone that has taken AI and done different things with them. There's some exciting new things that Samsung have brought out to that product, including one. How's this? If you phone a mate in Germany, you phone your German mate, and he doesn't speak
Guten
a word of
Morgen.
English. Guten Hallo, Guten Tag.
Tschüss.
He hears in German, when you don't have to speak German, you go, good evening, and he hears Guten Tag. When he talks to you in your ear, while you're on the call with him, you will hear the English version of whatever he's saying to you. While you're talking on the phone to him in Germany, the phone takes it, translates it, and in his ear. But can you imagine?
Imagine some tricky languages like Chinese or something.
A Mandarin. It's Mandarin. Can you imagine the language barriers that have now broken down globally?
Yeah.
You can now pick up a phone.
Order chicken chow mein.
How you would order a chicken chow mein in Korea and get it anytime.
Exactly.
But if you wanted to, you could.
Yes.
Right. But I mean, the business world as we know it and the network connections as we know it worldwide, it now just brings the world so much closer together, which I think is really cool.
No, that is a very cool feature.
Nice. Love that. We'll roll out with more technology. We also saw DJI release some amazing products this week. The Mic 2 is now available. It's now out. Rode Wireless Go, or the Wireless Pro has been out for a while. And they've been doing now or forever what DJI now putting into their Mic 2. So
I was blown away when I went with you to Orms. I mean, to walk through that facility was amazing.
Orms is a great company. Just on that note, we'll wrap with this. Orms is a family-owned company.
I love it.
Michael started the company, Mike Ormrod, and it's been an institution in Cape Town. Jason, his son, is now the MD and running the company and running the show. He's a phenomenal guy. There isn't a product in the photographic world, basically, that he doesn't have.
It blows your mind walking through. I mean, his office with those pictures. I sat there. I mean, you were talking, and I was just looking around at all those black and white photos that he has. I mean, it's special. It's like heritage that's been passed on. I really enjoyed that.
Was really good. Anyway, listen, like, subscribe. Thank you very much to everyone who has and comment in the comments down below. We're talking cars, modifications. What's your take on it? What's your first memories of doing anything to your vehicles? And do you have a dream car that you would like to put together? I would love a Gallardo, right? And to take that because you can highly modify that V10 that's in there. That V10, you can put twin turbos on that V10. In the Gallardo, and you can horribly modify that beast. I love it. That's what I would do if money was no object. Anyway, listen, like I said, thanks for being a part of this community. We'll be back with episode 4 next week on The Fast Lane.